So my name's Pamela Prowell, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. So February 14th of 2022, my husband was diagnosed with acute lymphemic leukemia, and we started treatments at Hopkins, and we would have to travel to Hopkins 4 days a week. Mammogram popped into my head, and I thought, yeah, I don't have time for a mammogram this year. I'm just going to skip that. And then my other side of myself said, yeah, you can't skip a mammogram. You got to go for your mammogram. And I scheduled it. The very next day, I got a phone call, and they told me that my left side was a little wonky and I needed to come back for another mammogram. Went and had that, and I went from mammogram to ultrasound till it looks like you have cancer in your breast. I continued working. We continued our 4-day runs down to Hopkins and back home. Would not have known I had breast cancer if I would not have gone for that mammogram. Had conversations with a couple girlfriends, and Dr. Mudge's name kept coming up. I called Dr. Mudge's office, and they said, can you be here in half an hour? Flew up 83 and literally had a biopsy an hour later. The following Monday, we had the results back, and literally, she moved so quick on me. It was CAT scan, it was bone scan, it was get a port placed, and I had had 2 rounds of chemotherapy by the end of that May. And this whole procedure started on May 6th for the first mammogram. It didn't take me long before I met Nita Grove, and she just wanted to know what was going on and what I needed, and it was just unbelievable how fast everything happened and how consistent everything flowed. My husband had his insurance for our entire family. It's my husband, myself, and our 2 kids. He passed away on January 31st of 2023. And I had had a conversation at UPMC with Sandra Taylor. And Sandra said, Pam, you better just double check. A lot of times when this happens, they lose their insurance. I took her advice and I called again. And I finally got through to somebody and they're like, oh yeah, your insurance stopped on January 31st. I'd gone back to Sandra Taylor and she was able to literally get my son insurance through Penny. She was able to get my daughter insurance because she's a college student. And she was able to get me that insurance. I think she texted me at like 8 o'clock on a Monday night. And my Keytruda treatment was the very next morning at 7:30. And she had texted me and said, your insurance is a go. Go to your treatments. Nothing has to stop. She then helped me with the foundation with additional bills. But all those other bills that you have that obviously don't stop whenever sometimes your life kind of stops. And with Anita, helped me assist with those bigger bills. You know, you have this stigma in your mind of people that need supports or people that it's their own fault maybe that they're in the situations that they're in and they need to try to have supports that, who am I to judge, right? But as humans we do. The foundation provided a way for my family to continue to just live and not be constantly worried about even being in the home to pay a bill. But just knowing that a gas card was coming when I was filling up my tank 3 times a week to run back and forth to him. We put over 18,000 miles on our vehicles this year, just going back and forth for medical appointments. And you don't even think about that. But the foundation was so supportive, still made me feel like I had dignity. So I am a child care director. I've been doing that for 25 years. I have infants through school agers. I knew that when I was diagnosed with cancer, my kiddos would know there was something changing. So the thought of knowing that I was going to lose my hair, I'm going to have to tell my parents, my families, I'm going to have to somehow tell these kids I'd be fine without hair because I really don't care about my hair or my looks until I lost my hair and I lost my eyebrows and I lost my eyelashes. So I was so afraid I was going to scare the kids. So I got a book about, it's called Nowhere Hair. It's about a little girl that her mom had cancer and she was losing her hair. I let them try on the hats and wigs and we took pictures and the kids were not scared. They told me I was going to be okay. My dad was diagnosed with CLL. It's a chronic leukemia it's a blood cancer. His bowel perforated. He woke up in ICU. So we went home under hospice care. My dad just passed away. My mom was just diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and was given 6 months. And this morning at 9, I just met with hospice again for the 3rd time this year to set up that service for my mom. Sometimes it's not about the organization itself or the name itself. It's about the people that are driving it, and the people and the relationships that I made at UPMC are undescribable. But when Anita Grove came into my life, she was amazing. Not only did she make me feel normal, but she supported me in ways and guided me in ways that I never thought was possible. I never thought that one person could support an entire family in the way that she did and does, and I know will continue to do for me.
just understanding everything that everyone did for her. People took care of her the way that I would want them to take care of her. Feels really good. I don't understand how she's running my dad to appointments, going to her own appointments, working, caring for her mom and dad, caring for my dad's mom and dad, still checking in on me and my brother, like still taking care of Milo the cat. Like, I said many times to many people that she is Superwoman. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. I just hope someday that I can be at least half of what she had been.